In a world where justice is sought not just in courtrooms but across digital platforms, Megan Thee Stallion's fight against Tory Lanez takes another dramatic turn. How does a restraining order work against someone already serving time behind bars? Megan Thee Stallion, whose real name is Megan Pete, has once again made headlines as her ongoing legal battle with Tory Lanez, legally known as Daystar Peterson, intensifies. Nearly 4 years after the infamous 2020 shooting incident, Megan has filed for a restraining order against Lanez. The catch? Lanez is already serving a 10-year prison sentence for assault with a semi-automatic firearm, among other charges. Yet, Megan claims his influence remains far-reaching, alleging a coordinated campaign of harassment against her, proving that even incarceration can't always sever the strings of control. The shooting incident in July 2020 was shocking enough to capture widespread public attention. It began with a heated argument inside an SUV, which escalated into violence that left Megan injured and Lanez accused of pulling the trigger. Megan's subsequent public identification of Lanez as the shooter sparked heated debates, conspiracy theories, and polarized opinions on social media. While Lanez was convicted by a jury in December 2022 and sentenced in August 2023, this new restraining order reveals how the case has morphed into a battle of influence, credibility, and digital warfare. The restraining order, filed in Los Angeles Superior Court on December 17, 2024, highlights Megan's claims of psychological warfare orchestrated by Lanez. According to the court documents, Lanez has allegedly used third parties and social media to continue tormenting Megan. Central to these allegations is the role of Milagro Grams, a blogger whose real name is Milagro Elizabeth Cooper. Megan accuses Grams of spearheading a misinformation campaign against her, including the use of deepfake technology and other malicious tactics to discredit her. Lanez's involvement, according to Megan, extends far beyond passive influence. The court filing includes evidence from Lanez's prison call logs, which reportedly detail his communications with Grams and others. One particularly damning piece of evidence involves a conversation between Lanez and his father about payments made to Grams. Megan's legal team argues that rather than deny the payments, Lanez's remarks suggest a calculated effort to evade exposure. This evidence paints a troubling picture of a man who, despite his imprisonment, retains the power to orchestrate a campaign of harassment against his victim. Megan also alleges that Lanez has leveraged Unite the People, a legal organization associated with his case, to provide support to Grams. According to her filing, this partnership is part of a broader strategy to legitimize Grams' actions while shielding Lanez from direct accountability. Megan's claims suggest a coordinated effort designed not only to harass her but also to manipulate public narratives about the shooting and its aftermath. It's a chilling reminder of how power can persist even from behind bars. But this raises an unsettling question: what systems are in place to monitor or prevent such influence? The very notion that an incarcerated individual could potentially manipulate external actors to harm others highlights a gap in current enforcement mechanisms. Prison communication systems, while monitored, often lack the capacity to fully control indirect influence. In Lanez's case, Megan's legal team points to phone logs and correspondence as evidence, but the reality is that many incarcerated individuals find ways to exploit loopholes. This case could spark necessary discussions about reforming prison oversight policies, particularly in cases where the incarcerated have substantial external reach or influence. The toll of this campaign on Megan is evident in her legal filings, which detail the severe emotional distress and reputational damage she has endured. While the 2020 shooting left physical scars, the years of public scrutiny, harassment, and misinformation that followed have inflicted deeper emotional wounds. Megan describes the campaign as an attempt to re-victimize her, undermining her sense of safety and peace of mind. Despite the legal victories she has achieved, including Lanez's conviction, the battle to reclaim her narrative and protect her well-being continues. You might wonder, why seek a restraining order against someone who is already incarcerated? While Lanez's physical confinement limits his ability to interact directly with Megan, the restraining order addresses indirect forms of harassment. Megan's petition aims to prevent Lanez from using associates, social media, and other channels to perpetuate abuse. This strategy, however, is not without its challenges. Proving indirect harassment often requires a trail of evidence linking the perpetrator to third-party actions. Megan's case is bolstered by documented communications and public statements, but this is not always available in similar situations. Critics of current legal frameworks argue that they place too much burden on survivors to prove connections, effectively requiring them to relive their trauma. Megan's determination to hold Lanez and others accountable is commendable. but it underscores the emotional and logistical hurdles survivors must navigate in their pursuit of justice. Legal experts argue that such measures are crucial in cases involving high-profile individuals, where influence in digital platforms can extend far beyond physical boundaries. This restraining order could serve as a blueprint for addressing similar issues in the future. However, the cultural implications of this case extend beyond the courtroom. In an industry where public image is everything, both Megan and Lanez have faced intense scrutiny from fans and detractors alike. For Megan, standing firm in her truth has meant enduring a wave of misogynistic and racially charged attacks, particularly on social media. Lanez's supporters have accused her of fabricating events, a narrative that has persisted despite his conviction. This polarization reflects a broader societal struggle to believe and support survivors, especially women of color, in their pursuit of justice. The timing of this restraining order is particularly significant. A previous protective order issued to shield Megan from harassment expired earlier this year, leaving her vulnerable to renewed attacks. The new order seeks to fill that gap, providing Megan with legal protections against further harm. A court hearing for the restraining order is set for January 9, 2025, marking another critical juncture in this prolonged legal saga. Megan's allegations against Lanez and Grams also highlight the dark side of social media and its role in perpetuating harassment. The use of advanced technology like deepfake images represents a new frontier in digital abuse, one that complicates the fight for justice. Megan's lawsuit against Grams, filed in October 2024, accuses the blogger of cyberstalking, defamation, and spreading false narratives about the shooting. The role of bloggers and influencers like Grams in this saga highlights another troubling trend: the commercialization of public conflict. Content creators often exploit high-profile cases like this one to generate views, engagement, and revenue, further muddying the waters of public discourse. By amplifying false narratives, such actors not only harm survivors but also distort public perception of justice. Megan's lawsuit against Grams may serve as a wake-up call for platforms to enforce stricter policies against misinformation and harassment, a crucial step in protecting victims from further harm. This lawsuit, along with the restraining order, underscores the broader challenges survivors face in an age where misinformation can spread rapidly and unchecked. The broader implications of this case extend far beyond Megan and Lanez. It raises critical questions about the accountability of third-party actors who participate in harassment campaigns and the role of digital platforms in enabling such behavior. For Megan, this fight is not just about seeking justice for herself, but also about challenging the systems that allow survivors to be silenced and vilified. Her willingness to speak out, even in the face of relentless attacks, has made her a symbol of resilience and advocacy for survivors everywhere. Megan's journey also underscores the importance of allyship and community support for survivors of violence. While she has faced intense backlash, she has also received unwavering support from fans, advocacy groups, and fellow artists. This solidarity has played a crucial role in amplifying her voice and challenging the toxic narratives perpetuated by her detractors. Megan's case reminds us that survivors often draw strength from collective support, proving that standing together can be a powerful force in the fight against harassment and injustice. The restraining order also carries significant legal implications for Lanez. If granted, it could further complicate his ongoing appeals and cast a shadow over his already damaged public image. Lanez's conviction in 2022 was a landmark moment, particularly in an industry where violence against women often goes unaddressed. His 10-year sentence sent a powerful message about accountability, but Megan's allegations suggest that the fight for justice doesn't end with a conviction. As the January 2025 hearing approaches, all eyes will be on the court's decision. For Megan, the stakes are deeply personal. This isn't just about winning another legal battle, it's about reclaiming her narrative and ensuring her safety. For Lanez, the restraining order represents another challenge to his legal and public standing. It's worth noting that Lanez's legal team has yet to address these new allegations in detail, though his camp has consistently denied any wrongdoing throughout this saga. Their appeal strategy, aimed at overturning his conviction, may be complicated by Megan's new claims and the evidence presented. Legal experts speculate that these developments could weaken Lanez's position, particularly if the court grants Megan's restraining order. If upheld, this case could set a precedent for how courts handle harassment and influence from incarcerated individuals, offering broader protections to survivors navigating similar situations. And for the rest of us, it's a reminder of the importance of supporting survivors and holding perpetrators accountable, even when the path to justice is long and fraught with obstacles. What will the court decide, and how will it shape the future of this case? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more updates on this story and others like it. Together, we can shine a light on the challenges survivors face and keep these important conversations alive.